is nice. Then they would have had all their mana in their turn, you see? So, oh, we've got quite a lot of options here. We can do every single option as well, which is good. So let's start off with a Rex Sage. They'll probably protect, or maybe not then. Wow, that's amazing. That stops them drawing. There wasn't any priority hold either. Wow, we just absolutely rinsed them. Insane. Feel bad for them, actually. That was a trifecta of hatred, wasn't it? That was really aggressive. We got so lucky with those removal spells, I have to say. Hello, welcome back to another new Capenna video. Today, we'll be looking at Ognis, the Dragon's Lash. And you've got to say it with a Scottish accent because it sounds Scottish. But yeah, man, if you want to see gameplay more exciting than a Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard legal battle, stay tuned and you're going to see some awesome gameplay. If you haven't been to the channel before, then enjoy all the weird stuff that I talk about and the weird accents that I put on. That is normal, don't worry. And this kind of deck, essentially, it's Haste Tribal. What else can I put it as? Everything, not everything, but most of the creatures in the deck will have Haste, and when you string with a creature with Haste, you get a treasure token, and you're going to use the treasure tokens to accelerate all your heavy, big, fat mana spells. So the usual BS like Casualties of War, which just makes people just Alt F4 as soon as it's cast. Vorinclex, just because it's got Haste and it's terrifying. And Inferno of the Starmounts, these are going to be your haymakers to the deck. And yeah, you want to basically support the deck with as much removal as possible because that's what John does the most. Oh, sorry, you can't say John. It's the Riveteers now because they're builders on skyscrapers. And yes, lots of kill spells you can see, like Fatal Push. Some of my favourites are Death Sprout, which gets your land, and Mortality Spear. So you can put all, you know, the usual suspects, mostly Golgari spells. And yeah, the deck list will be in the description below. Don't forget to leave me a like and a sub if you appreciate where I'm going with this deck. And so let's get into some gameplay with this Viashino Warrior then. We go first, but with a terrible hand, we're going to have to mulligan this. This is decent, but we do need red source for the Urabrask. I thought I'd try out the Outland Liberator because, although it doesn't have haste, people always use this against me, and it's kind of powerful. If this flips, you can destroy an artifact or enchantment whenever it attacks. It's not even a damage trigger; it's an attack trigger, which is just so pushed. For 2 mana, it's so pushed. So annoyingly, we don't have a way to use the Dark Ritual to the maximum extent that we could because the Urabrask is double red as well. I guess we can, yeah, we'll start with the Outland Liberator. So this poses a huge problem for people who like to ramp with artifacts because normally people play an artifact early on to ramp, but then if they don't play any spells later on, then this can flip and start taking them all out. Inquisition. Well, they've only got 2 choices. Dark Ritual. Okay, so we hit the land we needed. And don't cast any spells so it flips. Pretty good. It's pretty early. So now they can't safely play any rocks. So, okay, fine. I kind of expected this. Sack it to draw 2. More lands. Sure, why not? Esper Sentinel. So now we can go with our own Ognis. Swing in, see what we do. So we're quite a heavy creature build, so I'm not sure how effective the Sentinel is going to be, but we can, for now, we can pay around it a bit. Restoration of Vaganjo, so it looks like they needed some lands. And a Watchdog. Okay. So we could Inquisition here to get rid of the card in their hand, but they will draw. Or we could go for route 2, which is 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll do this and then pay, then we can go for the Helana instead. Oh boy. So I guess we get rid of the feed. And now things are looking really juicy with this Helana out, because all our stuff's getting humongous. Very nice. And oddly, we can even do something with this Takanuma. We can get one of our creatures back if they manage to kill it. We could even get back the Outland Liberator, in fact. If we wanted to kill the Divine Visitation, which might be a necessity due to the fact that they're going to flip the Restoration of Aganjo into the Architect. So they're choosing to attack. Really? No, that's a big baller move, because that's going to die to Helana. Wow, is this an act of desperation, perhaps? I mean, they just got rid of the dog for no reason there. Right, so what could we do here then? Guess we'll go for the Urabrask. Give him some counters. We might as well swing with the guys that can actually deal some damage here. I mean, it's not looking good for them, is it? They're at 4. And we'll keep the mana up just in case we want to Deadly Dispute. Okay, so this doesn't have haste, otherwise we could be in trouble. Because obviously... Oh, it also comes in tap because Urabrask. Oh, so any defenders they play now won't be able to defend. Okay. That's an interesting... Sure, so they're just going to attack again for no reason. So we could just block with the Helana. So I think they're just dead then, aren't they? Yeah, because we can go Takanuma, get back the guy that destroys artifacts, enchantments, and swing in. Oh, baby, that was nice. Okay, we go first against Elenda. Very powerful token build. Mulligan that was awful. This is... What is this? This is also pretty bad. But if we get a red source, we could pull this off. Let's see what happens. Plop. It's funny how some lands have audio. Each opponent creates a human. Yeah, let's just use our let's use our mana up and kill this vamp. Get it out of the way. And just like that, we have ourselves a game of Magic the Gathering. So let's give it a Fable first because Captain Nunnery Storm is hasty. So we'll wait for his arrival, or her arrival, sorry. And this is essentially another Captain Nunnery Storm, just a bit slower. So that's why we want to play the non-haste first into the haste stuff later on. Okay, so Death Touch, that's going to be irritating. I want some land, so I'm going to discard these two, as crazy as that sounds. And we did get some lands, which is nice. And we can even go for the Elspeth's Nightmare, which is lovely to take care of this, and any future problems that may arise in their hands. Swinging in gives us a treasure. And it sets us up really nicely for the following turn. We've got a couple of triggers for the Sagas. Don't underestimate how powerful Sagas are. They are like mini Planeswalkers that go away after a certain amount of time. Morbid Opportunist. Death equals draw for him. All these triggers. I do love some triggers, my friends. Get the triggers out for the lads. So now we putrefy the Morbid Opportunist. And there we go. That was just very fast paced for them. I suppose it was, yeah, hard to recover. Okay, we're facing the Gitrog monster. And our starting hand is amazing. We've got playable 2-drops, 3-drops, and perfect range of lands, which enables us to play the entire deck. So this is kind of hand you want to aim for in the 3-colour deck, such as this. Playing Besaju on turn 1, wowzers. They must have a reason for that. Playing a Mox Hammer with... Okay, not sure what's going on here, but... Yeah, in my personal opinion, I would never lay a Mox Amber unless I had a reason to use and a way to use the mana imminently, because this is just revealing information to me that I didn't need to see. It doesn't cost you anything because it's 0 mana, and it doesn't give them anything either. So we can just go for the Outland Liberator, and let's see how this goes. Probably gets killed, but if it doesn't, the upside is pretty awesome. Scute Swarm. Here we go. So what do we want to do? So firstly we're going to swing in. I'm sure it's not that hard to choose if you want to block or not, mate. It's a Scute Swarm. The answer is always no. Unless you have 100,000 Scute Swarms. Nobody ever blocks with the first Scute Swarm. Sweet. So the question is, do we just want it to flip and we can kill it with a grasp? Yeah, so we'll let it flip, and then before they can play any lands, we will kill this. Yeah, so we want to do that as soon as we can, because if they play a land, they're going to get a token out of it, and I don't want them to get any value. Ah, and a Vraska comes out to play, so I guess she's going to try and kill the Frenzied Trapbreaker. Yeah, that makes sense. And we go for the Mox Amber in response. So the fact it still has the ability when it flips is crazy. And then we can punish them with the Ognis as well in our turn. So it isn't over yet, but we do need another kill spell for the Gitrog monster that we've already used, unfortunately. Maybe in hindsight it would have been better to use the Nightmare, but Excavator lets them play lands from the yard, but they don't have any yet. So this would be a good time for the Elspeth's Nightmare to get rid of the Excavator and the subsequent lands that are put into the graveyard. And I don't know what response they might have, because there aren't any colourless spells for 1 mana in the format at instant speed. So we're landing the Nightmare. Boom shakalaka. And I guess we can just go for the Bard class 2. So apart from all this stuff, our hand's not looking too great. Most of our power is already on the board. Takanuma might be nice to get back something in a pickle. At the minute, we're just hoping they can't go for the Gitrog, because we're not going to be able to get past it yet. Oh, that is a shame, but that would have been an interesting game, unfortunately, for the opponent not having any lands. Ognis. Ognis versus Jorda. Look how terrible our starting hand is. It's just abysmal. 1 forest. Sad times. The art for this looks like something from Guardians of the Galaxy, to be honest. I'm not sure if I think this art fits. The blue people, are they meant to be blue? Or is that just the lighting? Strange lighting. This is Catwoman having a break on some kind of golden Coin Mountain. I guess whilst the opponent's taking a long time, we can just appreciate how cool some of this art is. But yes, Joda, 5-color, good stuff. Cheated out early on. Land is always good. We've got to escape to the wild, so we want to get into this as soon as we can. Looks like that might be the case. This is going to help us combat Joda's value that they're going to have. Dryad, ay. Dryad is amazing in their deck. And that's why we're going to have to kill it here with the Elspeth's Nightmare. The Dryad's death is twofold in benefits, because not only does it fix their mana, it allows them to play more of it each turn. Do not underestimate this card. This is probably one of the best cards in a lot of ramp decks. Key to the archive. So we're probably going to kill that with the Immortality Spear, because this is also mana fixing. Oh my goodness. Well, if we take Teferi and we kill the key, they're not going to be able to cast the ultimatum very soon, are they? Oh, that felt really good. And you'll all know why, but I'll just say it. It felt really good. Firstly, we've got a very bad hand, but secondly, their gamer tag is epic, name of a user. This hand is even worse, and really thematic in nature. I wonder what unites these three cards together. I'm going to have to mulligan this. Okay. Sure. Oh well, I suppose we've got the turn 1 play. Banehand was really looking for a home, in my mind anyway. I think it's a really powerful card. For 1 mana, you get 2 abilities. Life and Haste. And I think Ognis is a great home for him. But when you consider that next turn we can give for Ognis, well, in theory, you can attack, get 2 treasures, which is kind of awesome. I definitely didn't realise Ognis was this strong. But after playing with it, you kind of realise how powerful he is. Or she is, sorry, I don't know the gender of this Viashino, to be honest. So now all we really need is a payoff for these treasures. Heartless Act is actually kind of crap versus their Ruralesque. Right, so let's see. Let's go and swing in first. See if they have any defensive maneuvers. Interesting. And as weird as it sounds, I think... Oh, I don't know. Should I bait them out? Yeah, I think we'll try and bait a counter spell out. Because I really want to kill this. Wow. That is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put a stop in their turn, because I'd rather use the Heartless Act in their turn. So they get a trigger here. And then I'll try and kill it now, when it has no counters on it. It looks like they're after double green, so... Right, yeah, as I imagined, they had some kind of way around that. So this is going to be awkward, because it now puts 3 counters on up to 2 targets. So at least I wasted the mana in their turn, right? That's the intent of my move just then. Because if I'd done it in my turn, oh, this is nice. Then they would have had all their mana in their turn. You see? So, oh, we've got quite a lot of options here. We can do every single option as well, which is good. So let's start off with a Rex Sage. They'll probably protect, or maybe not then. Wow, that's amazing. That stops them drawing. There wasn't any priority hold either. Wow, we just absolutely rinsed them. Insane. Feel bad for them, actually. That was a trifecta of hatred, wasn't it? That was really aggressive. We got so lucky with those removal spells, I have to say. Scarab God. Scarab God is a god who's very powerful to face duress. They have one choice. And luckily we couldn't use it anyway, because we had no creatures to sacrifice, so it's all good in the hood. United Kingdom flags. Delightful. They actually do look quite nice, to be fair. I think they're special from some kind of daily shop event or something. Okay, so what spell do we want to get countered first? Well, let's go for Lannery Storm. It's been nice knowing you, Lannery. Alas, she is no longer alive. Tyler's Angler. We could just kill the Death Sprout, couldn't we? Yeah, let's get rid now. It does give them a lot of value. And it's a blocker for Ognis as well. And they didn't have any follow-up. Let's see then. Do they have a counter or removal for Ognis? Apparently not. Do they have any responses? They do. They down-Fallened him. Well. That's a shame, but again, they're missing their land drops. So, what we got? Let's go for the Ognis again. Let me guess. Another kill spell. Wonderful. It's beginning to look a lot like Shitmas. So, are we ever going to... Oh, here we go. Ornithopter. Let's make them choose. Do they want to get rid of the relic? Oh, we can get rid of their Ornithopter in that case. Of course, we do want to kill it. Swing in, give them a weird skull. The flavour for this card makes no sense to me. If it's robbing relics, why have I just given the opponent a relic? Shouldn't I be stealing their relics? Nice. So the only thing they can get is a Dark Ritual, which I wasn't even bothered about. They really need to put more lands in their deck, I think. That would help. Opponent goes first with Quasar. Or Quasar. Quasar doesn't sound very nice, does it? I think Quasar sounds better. No, we don't have any green. So I think... Yeah, this hand is way better. Devilish Valet is really cool as well. Let's start off with the Kozilek. Well, Inquisition of Kozilek, should I say. That hand is stacked beyond belief. Casualties looking good here. And in their turn, they're probably going to go for the Mana Geode, and then we're going to destroy it with the Kolaghan's Command here. We want to slow them down. And then once we get into casualties range, this is probably the nail in the coffin, to be perfectly honest with you. Not many people can survive a casualties. This Field of Ruin is also helping us a lot, because it's not giving them any blue. And by killing the Geode, we have just kind of crippled their hand. So if we can resolve an Ognis, we can cast Casualties in the following turn, I think. So they're going to go for a blue source, I reckon. Yeah. Okay, and they're not casting their general. So they're probably going to try and counter the Ognis. Or kill him. Or her. I'm starting to think it's a her. Not quite sure. Interceptor. So they're gonna trade with the Ognis here. Or perhaps not. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Lifelink as well. Okay, so whatever they do, we've got some really good targets, hopefully the casualties. I'm tempted to wait a little bit, just let them get a few more things. Kai's coming out to play though.
This should be a nice break from Ragnarok.
So maybe the right move is to go for the Ognis, swing in, so she'll be at 3. So she can, you know, if they want to waste their turn exiling Ognis, that's fine with me, because ultimately getting the Kai off the battlefield is my intent. ECD, however, that is annoying, but as I said before, the casualties is just getting more hits in here, and once we take care of these 2 cards, they're pretty much dead, aren't they? I think. So yeah, we're getting 3 targets: Enchantment, Planeswalker, Land. And the best land they've got is the Command Tower, of course. So 3 for 1 is pretty good.
Well, this job was a bust.
If we can somehow kill this island, they just can't play the commander. Here comes Quasar. And of course we will be killing them. And because we have the Castle Lock Thwain out, we essentially want to empty our hand as quickly as we can. And that way we take far less damage from the Lock Thwain damage clause. So we have dealt insurmountable damage to them with that casualties. We've actually got a 3 for 1 here and a 2 for 1 there. So, yeah. So, not too bothered about getting Ognis countered, because that just means counter's gone out of their hand. Field of Ruin on the Castle Lock Thwain. Yeah, I guess that was inevitable, wasn't it? I should have probably foretold that, but I thought they may have cast a spell, to be honest. And what of Ignis's fate? Okay, so the Devilish Valet goes up. The flavour for this guy is really cool. So the more customers he has, the stronger he gets. So let's go for another creature in that case. They could have a board wipe, which means we have basically given them as much value as they've given us. But there you go. At least we get some treasures out of this, which means we can still cast Ognis again, which is good. It's a good thing about Ognis. She can recast herself fairly easy, as long as you can attack. You can imagine Devilish Valet in a token strategy, how crazy this would be. So I now do not want to commit to the board any longer, because we already have quite the army, don't we? Yeah, and I'm happy to just keep this up. Destroy all creatures. Yeah, this was bound to happen, let's face it. They're still at 15. Oh, Unleash the Inferno, wonderful card. So we're paying quite a lot for Ognis. but we will get the mana back eventually, so it is a worthy investment, I'll say. Plus it's a free card, right? Path of Peril is really good. Urabrask. Let's try Urabrask. If they counter Urabrask, that means they don't have a board wipe. Lockmere Serpent. Well, that is interesting. So let's see if we can kill it then for 7 damage. Oh, nice play there, because it comes in untapped because it came out before the Urabrask did. So the sack a swamp, they can draw a card, but obviously it makes it harder to get out. That's what she said. And also, it will come out tapped either way, so they're going to need another board wipe, I think. Because any blockers will come in tapped due to the Urabrask, unless they can double spell here, killing both of our guys. But don't forget, we've got another Haste on the field. Yeah, so that is it for them, unfortunately, because of Urabrask. Awesome card. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not try some of my other videos on my channel? And don't forget to support me by hitting the like and subscribe button for more content like this.